Hey guys, I'm Prithviraj from PR75K, and recently in my Instagram story I asked a question on what kind of videos would you like to see on this channel. So one of you guys asked me to make a video on how you can take photography as a profession. So me myself have never done anything regarding photography like that. I've done many things about videography, but in photography in general I don't have much experience. So I have my friend Raj over here who will be talking about it. So Raj, what do you do?
So basically I'm a media student, and 2 years back I started with freelancing. Last year a thought gave me a buzz that why not start my own business. So I started my own venture known as the Lens Guy. So I've done around 15 shoots till now, 15 events. So yeah, I'll be sharing my experience today with you all.
So how did you start? What did you do to get started?
Are you asking on the freelance?
Freelance, mostly freelance.
I started freelancing when I was in class 12. So the first job I did was for a wedding. It was a very mediocre wedding.
So how did you get the contact of that wedding?
One senior of mine had started his own company, so he needed photographers, and I had been into photography then for 2 years maybe. Yeah, so I had experience of shooting home events or something like that. So he gave me a call that will you be interested to join in for a freelancing work. So I said yeah, why not. Maybe the pay was less as I was freelancing, so that struck me at the very first time, but then anyway, that's how I started working.
So I hope you'll find this video helpful. So please have some time while you're watching this, or you can even treat this as a podcast if you want to. So have some spare time and then watch this video. Just sit back, chill and watch. So if this video helps, then please subscribe to my channel and also follow both of us on Instagram. And let's get started.
This noise inside's so deafening. It's only one more day.
So in this video we'll be covering 3 sections of photography. So the first one we'll be talking about events, where we'll be talking about photo shoots and videography of weddings and birthday parties, etc. For the second one we'll be talking about my most favorite thing, which is travel photography. And for the third one, for any of you opting for videography and want to make short films, we'll be talking about that as well. So what is the first step which you should take while opening up your business?
For me, the first step would be thinking of a good name. Think something out of the box, and don't be so cliched naming. If your name is Rahul's photography, your name would be Rahul's photography. No one will give you work. Trust me, no one will.
Rahul's click.
Yeah, exactly. So don't even think of doing that. Think of something unique, which is not very common, but also it should be a name that people can remember, because if they want to call you, they should remember your name. That's very important. So
what is your business name?
My name is the Lens Guy. So even in my name there's a cliche that as if the girls can't come in. I'm really sorry about that to all the girls viewing this video, but I never gave it a thought. Sorry.
The Lens Girls. Guys and girls. The Lens Guys and girls. So the main point is that have a good enough name and not something very cliched like Rahul's photography. So now let's talk about gear. What do you think?
To be very honest, don't think of gears that'll blow up your wallet. Think of something really that's in your budget, and it's something that you can use it in professional works. It can't be a mobile phone. It can't be 1D Mark III in the first go. So think of something which you can afford and you think it can work well.
So if you can't buy anything at that right moment, so you can just simply rent things out.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot possibilities of renting out equipments, because no one has the budget to buy 2-3 cameras at one go. If you need 2-3 cameras, you can easily rent some. So yeah, renting is a good option.
The next thing is work experience and how you work. So please explain.
Now experience is a big thing, because you just buy a camera and you can't just go for event shoots. What you need to do is practice maybe street photography, maybe ask your friends or maybe your relatives to let you know when they have events. You can shoot them for free. So at least you'll gain experience from that. And once when you think your work is pretty good enough, and yeah, you can give it a shot. But don't even think of like just buying a camera and going ahead with a business.
So after you buy a DSLR, there's a learning process. You just can't get good enough opportunities if you keep on clicking pictures using auto mode. So you have to learn manual mode and other stuff. And after all that is said, if you think you are satisfied with your work, then it's all about promotions. So what do you have to speak about that?
Promotion is something that like gives you business. Like promotion, if there's no promotion, you get no business. After you've clicked your pictures, after you've done some work, just make sure you promote those pictures. Like social media promotion is the only way in this age today, because without promotion no one gets to know about you, no one sees your pictures, no one gives you work, and no work is equal to no revenue. Who wants that? You want revenue, you want money. So basically if you have pictures, like promote them in like all the social media platforms. That's it.
So in event photography, let's consider you're doing wedding shoots, because birthday parties and all are very easy, so you can do it yourself. So about wedding, what do you have to say?
In weddings, the main thing you need is a crew. Like you need a good set of people who will help you in your work, because you can't do them all alone. You need a separate person for your video, you need a separate person for covering all the guests. So like you need a big crew for that, and you can't do it all alone, because wedding is a big thing. And if you
especially Indian weddings,
exactly, and if you just give them like 200 pictures, they'll be like after you after your life. So you need a like proper set of like experienced people who will give you good output quality, so that you can make your clients happy. Yeah.
and especially if it's Indian weddings, like many things go on together. Like
Exactly.
if Mehndi is going here, something else is going there, so you
Right.
can't miss a moment, because it's of course the biggest moment in anyone's life. So you have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And also in India, everyone is in hurry, but everyone is late, so you have to stick to your deadline.
Exactly, because deadline is something every
Right.
photographer works upon. Even they work upon the deadline very carefully, still they fail to do so. You need to make sure you provide your client the pictures within a stipulated time, because otherwise they'll be after your life again, because they need pictures to show off.
He's very experienced in breaking the deadline.
Exactly. The thing is that like there are so many pictures, and it takes hell lot of time. Like if you have to retouch or edit pictures, wedding pictures, you simply have to take one picture at a time, and even remove pimples of people to do so. So it's a big task. So
And
it
make the
takes
skin
time.
glow.
Exactly.
Very lovely. So now let's come down to my favorite thing, which is travel photography. So what do you think? I think you have a travel blog as well.
Yeah, I like my travel blog is named as Wander to Capture, and also I have a travel vlog. I mean a travel channel, YouTube. So the name of that channel is Wander to Capture as well. So both are Wander to Capture. Yeah.
So what do you post on that blog basically?
So my blog is about like completely travel genre, and I post my travel pictures, my travel experiences, all on that blog. Yeah.
So if you want to start your travel blog or a blog, then you have to do everything at your own expense. Like you can't expect to get sponsorships in the starting days. Like he does every single trip on the expense of his dad, so he's lucky enough. So you have to give the expense yourself. You won't get sponsorships in the starting days.
Right. Because I come from a family which is a travel crazy family. So
Lucky him.
because every 3 or 4 months my family wants to travel. Like sometimes I go to some near places, or maybe sometimes we go abroad, but then we need to travel. Yeah. That's the whole thing.
So if you want to be a travel blogger, then you have to maintain it. Like you just went for a trip, and then you can't just simply think it's the end. Like in every 2-3 months you have to go out and travel.
Yeah, because once you go on a trip, you also have to keep that in mind. You need to shoot a lot. If you're a vlogger, you have to shoot a lot of videos. If you're a blogger, you have to shoot a lot of pictures, because the more you click, the more you can promote yourself. And if you don't promote, or maybe you don't have enough content, you'll have less of viewers, less of readers. So yeah, so the more content, the more viewers or readers you have. Yeah.
And while posting the photos of your travel, so you can just mix things up. Like if you went to a particular place, just don't spam them with series of photos of that place. So you can just put something else and just
Exactly.
mix things up, so it becomes more interesting.
Yep, because what I personally do is like maybe if I came from a trip to maybe Uttarakhand, what I'll do is maybe have a complete series named Uttarakhand series, and there I'll be posting pictures of Uttarakhand, but not of the same places. I'll be mixing up the pictures. Sometimes from a place, sometimes maybe from Haridwar, sometimes maybe from Dehradun. Not it's not like very necessary to maybe continuously post pictures of Haridwar, then go to Dehradun sequentially. So that's something you need to keep in mind. You can't bore your audience.
So if you want to run a travel blog, then you have to keep many things in mind, like you have to know the SEO, the digital marketing stuff. So I think you're experienced and you can speak about this.
Not really experienced, but then at least I have a rough idea about it. So digital marketing is something you need to need to know about properly. SEO, or like search engine optimization, is something also you need to keep in mind. One more thing is Google AdWords. Like without it, like your blog is nothing, to be honest. So before starting a blog, do read about SEO or digital marketing or even AdWords. Yeah, that's my tip.
And if you want to run a travel vlog, then please add the necessary tags in the YouTube tag section as well. Else if you just spam it, YouTube will get to know and it won't rank much. If you think it will rank higher just by spamming, it won't. So you have to keep the tags accordingly. Now let's talk about short films. Like for those who are interested in more videography than photography, so short films is a good option for you. So have you done any short films in the past?
Yeah. Like I have done a couple of short films. Mainly I shot them, so nothing more in the scripting or maybe in directing. But then I shot them. Yeah, that's all.
Now, basically in short film, if you are making it yourself, then the main thing which you have to keep in mind is the script.
Right.
Because for here, you don't have to rent high expensive gear. You can just shoot it with your phone as well. So you can just use your phone, but the script is the most important thing. If your story is not good, then nothing is good. If your story is good, then only your characters will be able to portray it. Then will be coming the lighting and then the camera equipment part. So the main thing is the story for this purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Because short films these days are being shot in mobile phones. No one is required to hire expensive equipments, or maybe even if you own one, that's your bonus. But then people are shooting good short films with their mobile phones. Yeah, so that's it.
And the sources of revenue from this short films are different. Like you can upload it on YouTube, and it's kind of difficult to earn from YouTube nowadays. So there are many short film competitions held across the many colleges and schools, and many companies also host short films competitions. So you can just try them out, try your luck. And if you manage to win a short film competition, then you can earn in huge amounts because the prize money is often huge. And mostly the short film competitions which are held are often tie-ups with some other brands, so you might also get some good enough exposure.
Another thing you can do is like send your films to film festivals which are held across like many cities. Even colleges have film festivals. So yeah, that's a very good way of exhibiting your films. Maybe you won't be earning from it,
But you'll get that exposure.
Exactly, you'll be getting that exposure. Many people will be knowing your work, will be seeing your work. That's a big bonus. Yeah.
And if you have survived the previous points and have managed to do something, then the most important thing is to stay connected with your clients. For example, he or she can even contact you in future. Like if you have worked for them, then don't cut off the relation. Ask them if there is anything else which you can help them serve or something like that.
Exactly, because I had experienced that. Now, speaking about the most important part, revenue. Revenue is something that you can't expect at the very beginning. You can't expect that you'll get very big budget work. So you have to start from the grassroots level, and like slow and steadily you'll grow. The more you work, the more revenue you'll earn, and the more you work, you'll have more content. So the more content you have, the more promotion you need to do, and if you promote your company well or business well, you'll get more work, and more work is equal to revenue. So yeah, to get more revenue, work more, promote more. Yeah.
So that was pretty much it for this podcast cum video. So If it did help you, then please subscribe to my channel, and thanks to Raj for helping me with this video and sharing his experience with us. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, hasta la vista.
Let me share an experience of this, staying connected. So I had edited a video of a wedding, like a Bengali wedding. So the only thing I knew about that, the groom was a police. So okay, I finished my editing, I gave my work. So the client was happy. The next up, what happened, 2 months back maybe, I was driving and I failed a signal. So a constable came up and asked me to meet the surgeon. So I was like, yeah, fine. Went up to the surgeon and saw it's that person, the person whose wedding I had edited. I just told him, sir, I had shot your wedding. So what his like reaction was like, oh, you were there? Yeah, I said, yeah, I was doing the video. So he was like, yeah, you can go, no problem. So yeah, staying connected is something very important. You need to know the client. Yeah.